Hello, welcome to my channel. So let's get right into your pick a card reading for what's to come next. We have pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. Feel free to concentrate and focus, and I will see you in your piles. All information to book a private reading with me is listed below. Pile number 1. So you guys got the Game of Life house cards as well as every deck did, but you guys received the upside down house. For some reason I feel like you guys are going to be moving into a very unique, different household, and it's going to make you feel a lot less restricted as well, but it's going to make you feel very open with yourself is what I'm picking up for pile number 1s. But let's get into your main messages, then we'll get into the tarot, and I'm also going to get clarification for these different cards that are coming in. We're going to save this over to the side. Let's get into the love messages first. For your first main love general message, you are receiving: Dear Stu, I have been avoiding your calls and texts. I do not want to talk right now. I'll reach out again when I am ready. I am just really overwhelmed by your energy right now. I know I am not perfect, but neither are you. I do not wish to get into a spat with you. I need time for myself, and if avoiding you brings me that time and space to heal, I will do it. I know it seems cold, but that's just how I feel. Allow me time to reach out. Love, yours is also something coming in. So there could be somebody that you are in a period of separation with for pile number 1s. This could be somebody who's avoiding, your calls, your text messages, not really responding, being in and out. This could just be somebody who's just really overwhelmed by your energy. And you're probably like, why? Why are they overwhelmed? That question in general is overwhelming. Overwhelmed by your energy. Allow them space and time to reflect on their own life and things that they're going on, like things that they want to deal with, especially if you're just in that stage of connecting, whether you're boyfriend and girlfriend, whatever. You're probably like, well, I want to be there for them. I want to push that. I want to do all that. You have to understand, I'm as an Aquarius, I really enjoy my space. I love being with my partner. I love seeing them. I love knowing where they're at. But I love my space, okay? Can nobody give me too much space, okay? So with this energy, it's almost like maybe your person, they don't have to have air sign in their chart, but I'm feeling a little bit of air sign frequency, a little bit of Capricorn as well. But I'm also getting Sagittarian just from tuning into the frequency. But let's get into some more cards for you. We're going to get into more lovey-dovey shit. We're going to get into the switch deck, and then we're also going to get into you guys didn't receive a lot of new love messages, but you received one new love message, so let's get into all that. Now, getting into some progressive notations in regards to your relationship, more than a year, or connections, more than a year. Some of you guys are wondering, when am I going to find somebody? I've been single for a really long time, and maybe you're not going to get into a serious connection, like a really serious one where there's like marriage, building a relationship, meeting each other's family, stuff like that, until a little bit more than a year. Maybe you've been seeing somebody for a little more than a year, and they are really starting to feel the connection as well. For some of you guys, within 3 days, you could possibly be hearing from this person that you've been in separation with as well. For some of you guys, this could also be a progression that's going to be happening within 3 days. So that's really interesting. We have this longevity of delay with more than a year, and then you're also getting within 3 days. So something you've been waiting for a really long time is coming towards you pretty fast now, even though you may have not even been thinking about it, or may haven't been really wanting it. Maybe you've always wanted it, but it's just like, well, I guess it'll happen if it ever happens, but I'm just going to live my life kind of energy. Now, the next card you're getting is: Dear Stu, I'm booking a trip and I want you to come with me. Love, yours. So there could be a little bit of a mini getaway that you end up going on with your partner. You're also getting: Dear Stu, I do not care about your past. I just want to be with you. Let me be there for you. I don't know. I feel like there's going to be somebody who's going to open up to you in a matter of a couple of days. And this could also lead to somebody being like, let's just get away. Let's just do something together. And whether it's booking a trip or doing something fun and exciting together, that's a little bit of a getaway, is something that you're going to really cherish with your person that's coming up soon. But let's get into some more love notations. Now, coming for the new love. Dear Stu, I will write you poetry and sing you my favorite songs. I will even rap a bit too. I love to dance. I also love concerts. I hope you will accept my invitation to come with me. Again, about an invitation or some kind of booking of a trip, or I want you to come with me. I want you to do this with me. I want you to do that kind of energy. Wanting to be a little bit more enveloped in the reality. My invitation to come with me to see one of my favorite performers live. It would mean a lot to me. It'd mean a lot if you like them too. It's almost like maybe somebody's going to surprise you with something, whether it's a spontaneous trip or a spontaneous event. Somebody's going to be bringing you to a place that is special to them, that they don't normally share with like a lot of people, maybe just their closest of friends. You know, it's screaming Aquarian energy, to be honest. It's literally secluded energy. Maybe even a Virgo. Lord of mercy, you know. But let's get into some incoming text messages as well for you guys that ties into the love frequency and leading us right into the career and money aspects. Now, getting into the incoming text message cards, the first one that you are receiving. Also, guys, if you see any of these message cards that stand out to you and you would like to request, a certain deck be used for either your live reading or even a private reading, feel free to just put it in the seller notes along with your question. Can I call you? I want to hear your voice is also something coming forth. All right. This could be somebody who's wanting to spend a lot more time with you. I don't know why I'm getting this. It's almost like you're going to feel and see their neediness as well. Maybe you always felt like the needy one. Maybe you always felt like you were yearning and like craving them. But it's almost like this person comes right back around after having this period of isolation and seclusion to just craving your energy, contacting you, reaching out, wanting to be there for you, and not wanting anybody else to be there for you as well. Good morning. What are your plans for the day is also something coming up. So like I said, it's almost like this person wants to be involved in your day to day. There is no other clearer way for me to say that. Of course, guys, if you guys have trouble hearing, feel free to put in the CC. It should be translated into a couple different languages too. You have been blocked, energies coming forth. Maybe this person ends up blowing you up so much that you're like, listen, I can't take it. Like, I need to focus on what I got going on. You're not really wanting to progress, but you're still wanting all my attention, all my time. I don't know how much to give you. Now, this is also maybe randomly this person blocks you because you don't respond when they want you to. You don't answer the phone when they want you to. And you're probably like, nobody does that. Yes, the fuck they do. Okay? Now, let's get into some you guys didn't get any, like, career or love messages that came out in your incoming text. I'm sorry, not love messages. Career or money messages that came out in your incoming, like, text message. Surprising, but not really. Let's get into the way it moves, money messages, and then we're also going to get into the oracle cards, the game of life, and do some extra clarification with a live shuffle with my descriptive tarot. So just stay tuned. I'll be right back. Alright, now getting into the way it moves. The first main card that you're getting is Dearest to you, all of your children will be financially successful. Even the one you think will never make it, your bloodline will be blessed. Love spirit is also something coming in. And for some reason, I feel like if this, these are general collective readings, so take what resonates and the rest up. But for some reason, I feel like in the future, whether you're not worried about it now or not, you may think that maybe your children, there's always one person who's like, damn, is Eric gonna get out of that basement living with his mama? Like that kind of energy. You know what I mean? But let's get into the next one. I mean, it looks like Eric was working on a plan the whole entire time. That kind of mindset. Or, Jenny or Greg or whatever. And it's almost like your children are going to be successful. They're going to think of really strong, inventive ways to get things done. Dearest to you, and this is something that's a generational, I don't know why I'm getting that, generationally taught. Dearest to you, your taxes will be filed perfectly. You can trust your accountant. Trust that you will be guided correctly. Love spirit. So some of you guys are like nervous, like, I don't know. I just want to make sure everything is exactly correct. Ain't nobody trying to be Wesley Snipes out here. That kind of energy. And I don't even know what zodiac sign Wesley Snipes is. Let's pause and find out. Lord have mercy, he is a Leo. Okay, which explains so much. Okay, first I was picking up Aquarian energy, but this is a 180 of Aquarian. This is Leo energy, which is the exact opposite of Aquarian. Okay. Leo could be significant for some of you guys, because I was getting like Wesley Snipes energy. And when I was thinking Eric, I was thinking of the 70s show. Anyway, but let's get into some extra cards for you guys. We're going to get into the Oracle cards. Five of Forces, summer and winter. Some of you guys are going to have a very big transition. It's like you're going to go from a straight barren season of not really like making anything or not being productive or not anything like that. Maybe you were trying, maybe you're still trying to be productive, but you're still trying to break through those barriers, but you just felt this like really intense restriction. With the Five of Forces, summer and winter energy, this is a seasonal change and a timing difference. And again, a 180 shift. Summer and winter are very different energies, okay, but yet similar, okay? They're still transitional. There's still a really strong time of change, okay, in your environment and how you practice your habitual habits. Fall, you can kind of get away with shit. Spring, you can get away with shit. But summer and winter, you really can't get away with that much. And that brings me back to the energy frequency that I was feeling. So we're picking up Sagittarian, which is also in winter, which is a fire sign. Interesting, huh? So Sagittarian, and then we also have Leo, which is in August, which is leading more into, you're probably like, well, that's kind of like fall energy, but it's still kind of like summer, like that weird energy there. Okay. And then what else? Sagittarius, Leo, Aries, my bad. We're in that season now. But Aries season is a weird season because it transitions to spring. It's a very big indicator of like, we're here, we're rising. We're not quite summer, we're not the hottest of the hottest moment yet, but we're still there. And even when we're kind of like lacking, we still keep burning in the winter. You know, like those transitional periods of the zodiac signs, you have to like think about that. But anyway, with the summer and winter energy, this could be a timing frequency. If some of you guys are like focused, like, when is this going to happen for me? When am I going to have a breakthrough? And it's about which season is the closest to you as well. So right now we're transitioning out of winter leading into summer, okay, when I'm recording this. But it could very well be that you're in summer, that it's going to have your main transition in winter as well, okay? So just take that energy how it resonates. But let's get into some main house cards for you. Well, not house cards, life cards, Lord have mercy. Now these aren't traditional divination cards, so I'm starting to utilize the tarot now for some added insight for these cards. So Dream Villa is the first card that you're getting, and you're getting a house card. And again, I'm getting this uniquely styled kind of home. And some of you guys could be living like at your place of work. I don't know, I'm getting that energy. So let's just say you're like a CNA, or like I don't know, I'm getting that energy. I'm getting kind of like where you take care of like elderly patients, or if there's something where living is involved, or like living is taken care of, or something of that nature with Dream Villa energy coming in. There's a lot of jobs that actually offer that. Okay, or maybe you have to relocate in order to gain another opportunity, because Simplify Your Life in Dream Villa, this signifies really strong moving energy. Let's zoom in a little bit to get into some detail. So you're getting Dream Villa, and you're also getting Simplify Your Life. Some of you guys might take up a couple different new hobbies as well, because if you notice, these two are the only ones outside of the box. Again, sorry, I had a hiccup. Some kind of good luck of thinking outside the box, gaining new hobbies, putting rest and leisure to the side. I keep hiccuping. Lord have mercy. It's a good sign in readings, but still, it's like fucking annoying. Start a band and take the show on the road. Some of you guys might be doing something different. Like I said, sorry, oh my god, this is annoying. Let me pause. Sorry about that. Just had to pause momentarily, and that was at 13:33 on my end of editing on my timestamp. That could be a strong indicator of utilizing your personal power to generate these new beginnings, strong new beginnings, and it could be multiple areas of your life. Now, with start a band and take the show on the road, it says collect 10K from the bank for each peg in the car, and then it says sell off all your unnecessary material possessions, collect 10K from each player. And for some reason, I'm getting that. Let's just say if there was like a really busy like yard sale, or like a really busy like event or something like that, but you didn't necessarily sell a lot, it's because you're going to end up needing those things in the future. Like, you don't see it now, but you're going to end up needing or wanting those things or yearning for those things in the future. And for some reason, I'm getting that this is not a time for you to purge, even though some people, you're going to be like, oh, I need to purge, I need to get rid of stuff, and it's going to be like, you'll be able to get rid of some stuff, but you won't be able to get rid of like all the things, because those are connective aspects to you, but this almost like it's meant to be utilized in the future in a dominant way. Let's just say the shirt that you were going to sell, that was the shirt that you were going to wear the day that you met your person, like things like that. And it's so little, so minuscule, so like oh, it's coincidence. But if you know me, I don't believe in coincidences too much at all. Okay, ever. I've trained my brain to pick up on like synchronized frequencies and like angel numbers and things of that nature, or like even little signs and notations within the matrix, so like birds and like animals and things like that. And I'll dig even deeper into these things, even straight into my subconscious and astral project, things like that. I'm on a different path. Some of you guys are going to be doing different things, you know what I mean? You're on a different path as well. Some of you guys may end up having to reiterate that to some people. Some of you guys might end up taking some people with you along the way. We start a band and take the show on the road, like, and leave your current area. Like, it's almost like this could even be starting a business and generating a team for some of you guys, or leading a business and generating a team. Again, it's a unit kind of energy. Now, with Simplify Your Life energy, though, I'm definitely getting movement and transition and making your life kind of more, I'm not trying to do a sponsorship plug-in, but more musically. like it's going to be more spontaneous. It's more going to be more creative. It's going to be kind of like, sometimes you put on music and you're just like, that's just not the way life is. And then it's like, damn, your life is about to match like one of your favorite songs. I don't know why I'm getting that energy. A lot about dream villa, and it's not even about you. Like, you could live in like a really luxe place, but it's like the space is going to be probably really small, or like, like little compromises here or there in order for you to have full comfortability to like where you're going. And this is going to be a really big upgrade. It's like you're selling out these outdated things, like, see this lamp and this fan and all that stuff, and then you see this bowling ball and the rolling rollerblades as well. You might just start being like, you know what, I want to start rollerblading again, or I just want to start bowling again, or I want to start doing this again, or I want to start, like, you're finding love for the things that you used to love again as well for some of you guys. And we're going to get some clarification a bit with a quick little live shuffle, like I said. But with this studio apartment energy, some of you guys are going to have like a small little space. Okay, it could have like a small balcony or something like that, but again, it's going to be kind of small. It's going to be enough for you and possibly like another person. Okay, or if they have like a little dog or a cat or something like that, it's gonna be enough for you guys. So it's almost like it's gonna be something you really, really wanted, and it's gonna bring you a lot of peace. But let's get into the live shuffle to see. And as I say, live shuffle 1717 shows up on that timestamp. But let's get into the first main card of the Dream Villa. Do a live shuffle there. Let's see. Damn. Okay. So, alright. I'm gonna pull out a couple more cards, but what I'm getting from this immediately with the World card, first and foremost, heavy on the fixed sign energy placement, because that's what's surrounding the World card. Is we got the Tauran, we got Leo, okay, we got Scorpio, then we got Aquarian. Alright. Fixed sign energy, hyper focus, dramatic shifts, dramatic changes over, the next quite few years, with Pluto being indirect in those signs, fucking up some shit, and be honest with you. Okay, now the next one that you're getting is the Lovers card. Some of you guys could be getting a really good deal on like your next place, or like whatever you're wanting to do. You could be meeting somebody online. I don't know why I'm getting that energy for some of you guys. This person could live in like a really nice luxe place that you end up moving into as well for some of you. Okay, I gotta read it a couple different ways, but I have to pay attention to a little bit of the nudity there, which is, and then there's somebody completely covered. So it's almost like in this space, in this new space, you'll be able to be vulnerable. Alright, we're getting Gemini energy with the Lovers, and then we're also, and Gemini energy is a mixture of Aquarian and Libra. If you really think about it, okay, it creates Gemini frequency. So I wouldn't be, let's just say if there's like a lot of Aquarians and a lot of Libras that live in a household, I wouldn't be surprised if all of a sudden they have like a Gemini roommate, or all of a sudden they have like a, like it's important. It's really important. Okay, anyway, the Hangman energy coming forth, it helps things just speed along, okay? It does, because then you have the Aquarius being like, we can make this decision, and it's going to be, they're kind of like the Aries of the like air signs, you know what I mean? And then Libras are more of like the just very much, well, hold on, wait a second, you know what I mean? Like, hold on, wait a second. We can't be doing all this without thinking about all the sides and how this is going to have an outcome, or if we try something different. But if we just we're to take a little bit of time, okay? And a lot of the times, Libra energy is, depicted as the hangman. But as you can see in the descriptive tarot, it's actually in correlation with Neptune energy for Pisces and Sagittarian, okay? Which could create a little bit of a hiccup, all right? Little bit of a hiccup, because the Sagittarian is very much like, let's just do it. Then Pisces is like, we're free, but I need to think about my emotions with this. I can't just be doing reckless shit. Like, you know what I mean? So it creates a little bit of a Libra energy, but it's also about waiting to jump at an intuitive sensation or intuitive feeling, and waiting for that intuitive notion or an intuitive notation that things are going to get better as well, that things are progressing. And it's almost like you're feeling it intuitively. Let's just say you have let's just be like, all right, I'm just going to tell it to you real. Let's just say the devil is trying to create an illusion that you don't have any money. How the hell could you get a new place? You don't have great credit. How the hell could you get, a new car? You don't have any worth. How the hell could anybody love you? You can't buy them anything. You can't do this for them. You can't buy them. You see how it'll toy with your ego and your temptations and the shadow aspect, and it'll tie you up so that you wait for some kind of solidified reason to move forward. That's that one form of positivity that's going to break all of that fucking doubt. It's actually proven that one positive thought radiates stronger than a negative thought. Okay, so that means that demons can whisper and say all those things in your ear, and Jesus has to be like, I believe in Jesus, that's how I would say. So Jesus could be like, listen, you're going to be fine. And this is why. You can look, you can see, you can look at the past. Like that kind of energy. Okay? And that one spark of thought being like, it doesn't matter what you're being like, oh, you don't have credit. Well, I will soon. All of a sudden, that one positive radiating energy, that positive frequency is creating more and more positive thoughts. Such as, you know what? Yeah, this is fucked up, but you know what? At least I have money to eat. Or like, yeah, this is fucked up, but you know what? At least I have my boo thing. You know what? My boo thing ain't here, but at least I got myself. At least I have my friends. I don't have friends. At least I got the air. At least I have freedom. Because there's some other people out there that don't really have freedom, like true freedom. Okay? Or there's people who are locked into some kind of premarital situations and wish that they could just live where you live, chilling and hoping and dreaming about somebody different. But no, they stuck with Harry Sally. You know what I mean? Whatever. And he drools when he kisses, and is a lot. Like just that kind of mindset. And you think like, maybe it is better to be single at that point. You think of those kind of energies sometimes, okay? But for some reason, I'm getting that some of you guys could find like a really good deal on this, and maybe that's what you've been waiting for in order for you to kind of like jump at that opportunity. You don't want to be necessarily impulsive. You just want to make like a really good deal. And you could end up finding that online for some of you guys, and also receiving a bag. So everything that you were intuitively feeling, all those doubts that wanted to tie you up or restrict you, it's like everything that you're intuitively feeling is coming towards you as well. This could also be somebody wanting to solidify something really strongly with you and move in with you as well, getting heavy on the Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn frequency. This could be happening during one of those seasons as well. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, with the Queen of Pentacles being there. Now let's put this over to the side and let's clarify a little bit more. Let's see. So for Simplify Your Life, what is that notating? Give me one main card. Seriously, that came out fast. I'm only laughing because I was like, bitch, you know what I mean? Like, it's moving. Like that kind of energy. Six of Swords, moving forward, moving. And again, this is pretty obvious right there. Literally look at that, guys. I'm going to sit here, I'm going to explain it. But it's very obvious. It's going to be a very strong transition and move within your life. And it's going to offer you this immense healing. Again, there could be a little bit of a partnership there to where you're going to be going to do this with somebody in particular for some of you guys. Maybe this is something that you've been waiting for as well. Alright, I'm not even going to clarify that too much. I'm going to get one more card from the top. How about that? And maybe this is something that you deeply wanted, and it's a very big achievement. And I also feel like it's going to be also allowing you to have a breath of fresh air, not have to take on unnecessary energetic frequencies that are not your own. So, underneath, start a band and take the show on the road. This is going to be happening pretty fast, and potentially during Aries, Leo, or Sagittarian season. Like, I'm not fucking kidding you. So you guys could actually play an instrument or a guitar or something like that, but there's some kind of power that's coming towards you to where you're going to be able to change the direction of which you are going. Look at the wand there, the wand there, and the wand there. There's restrictions, there's a flow, and there's a command in the stances here as well. But let's get into the studio part. There's going to be something happening very fast for you guys to where you're no longer going to have these restrictions to be able to play. Basically, to where mom's not telling you, hey, lights out at 10, you know, kind of energy. Underneath the studio apartment, you have the death card, transformation, change, letting go, release, goodbye. Now, this is also Scorpio and Capricornus, as it says right there. Pluto. Oh, funny. Weren't we talking about that earlier? This is going to be a very big transformation. It's going to be, maybe some of you guys are saying bye to the studio apartment and hello to a larger apartment as well for some of you guys. This is also about change. I really do feel like there's a big emphasis on change. Let me get one more. Yeah. The Queen of Pentacles upgraded to the Empress. You doubled on your investments. And you attracted it to yourself by investing wisely as well for some of you guys. And maybe it looked like on the outside like a loss, but sometimes it really is not. You just gotta know what the fuck you're doing, you know? With the Empress card, pregnancy, motherhood, nurturing, fertility, divine feminine, underneath the death card, underneath that studio apartment, this is like maybe you're gonna own this apartment or it's gonna be under your name for some of you guys. Some of you guys could end up having a mother help you out with that as well. Doesn't have to be. You could also be pregnant when you move into this space. The Empress card coming up underneath. One more as we solidify and transition. Knight of Swords. Big change. I told you. Emphasis on change. I really felt that. Honest, rebellious, impulsive, and perfectionist. What is this change going to include? After a rejection. After somebody trying to really seek your... Let me double check this placement. Yeah. After a rejection. Next one. It's going to be acceptance, and again, changes. I told you change was really evident, and it's coming to you very fast, at a rapid rate. Alright, so let's get into your main tarot. Transitioning right into your tarot, let's begin. The first card you're receiving is the Nine of Swords in the reversal. What the fuck? But at the same time, what the fuck? You know what I mean? This is going to be... okay, getting out of a dark night of the soul. This is also seeing the optimism and straight pessimism, like I was talking about earlier. You know, those negative fucking people in your ear, or those negative fucking spirits, honestly, in your ear influencing you, okay? You're breaking free from that, alright? You're breaking free from that by one positive intention, one positive stance, one positive thought, with the Nine of Swords energy coming forth. And this could, and some of you guys are like, damn, I need some reassurance about this. Yeah, you're going to be getting some reassurance about this with the King of Pentacles, Virgo, Taurus, and Capricorn energy. And balance and restoration is possibly going to be brought to you in the financial department as well as in the love department, because we're getting Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus energy again, but in the masculine stance, which is more of a business owner, head of household, financial type. It doesn't necessarily have to be, okay, but that's the energy it holds. And it's also a provider, and it's also a really strong connector. Somebody who will always stand for you and be there for you is a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, okay? As long as their money's not fucked with. Anyway, Justice card energy coming forth in the upright position. Libra and Scorpio energy, cusp energy. Alright? But this is also about a balance. Almost like coming to a good compromise. And this is funny because if you notice this guy's rich and this guy's poor, it's about balance. Equilibrium as well. This could also be an indicator. Maybe you went from rag to riches, or maybe you go from rag to riches quite frequently as well. Let's get into the next one. Or this person's about to go from rag to riches, or you're about to as well. Or find a really good median Four Swords energy in the reversal. There's some kind of intuitive idea that's going to be coming to you. Okay, after a period of restlessness, after a period of kind of like stress, like how do I get past this? How do I do this? How do I do that? Sorry guys, I have a heater. Okay. Next card coming out is the King of Cups, Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. Okay. Now this energy is pretty vivid. This energy is also about fluidity. This is also about expression from the soul and passion and a lot of spiritual gifts and awareness, but full forthright balance and restoration. So like I was saying, not only in the love department are you going to find balance, but you're also going to find it in the financial field as well for some of you guys. Now the next one that you're getting is underneath the, like I told you, those negative, like, oh, you know, this is reminding me of Twitches. Do you remember Twitches? Damn, this is a Disney movie, but you remember Twitches, okay? When the real twins, Tia and Miramar, you all know that, okay? But in there, in the movie, in the show, it's obviously it's fictitious. It's fiction. Okay, because no one has found proof or evidence of it, so everything is fiction until proven fact, right? So everybody's innocent until proven guilty, you know what I mean? Like, unless you're in Europe and you fucking guilty until proven innocent, you know what I mean? What the fuck? But anyway, 5 of Cups energy coming forth in the reversal. Alright, I don't know how I got European energy. Some of you guys might be watching from Europe. With the 5 of Cups, and if you are, send a little heart below in the comment section. With the 5 of Cups in the reversal, this is exactly pinpointing what I was feeling, which is all those negative energies, all those like, this is not going to happen, I've tried and tried, it's been years, nothing's going to be happening, all those negative. Then this one positive inclination comes in. And as I say that, I literally just got a notification from one of my readers that I watch. Hold on, you guys are going to see some of my, yes, I watch live cat videos. That's what you had. Okay. But there was one that I literally just got, but on my tablet, there's so many damn notifications. There it is. Hold on. Jesus, these notifications, you know what I mean? Okay. So I feel like you're gonna get that one solid notification, one solid kind of reassurance, one kind of solid thing that you're just like, damn, I need to win. You know, like that kind of energy. And maybe there was somebody that you were at odds with, or maybe you were at financial odds, or maybe you had maybe you were in a highly competitive field and you wanted that promotion. This could be you obtaining that. This could also be somebody getting past their stubbornness, because the King of Pentacles is coming in the upright, and whenever the King of Pentacles is in the reversal, they're the most stubborn of the deck. Okay, whether they're a Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. Okay. With the 5 of Wands energy in the reversal, this is also about coming to a resolution, being like, why are we even fighting? Like, my legs hurt. Sorry. I'm sorry. Alright, let's get into the Justice card. The Knight of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarian, balance and restoration is coming fast. Very fast. And it could come in with like an action notification, like, oh, you have to go and do this, this, and this. And you're like, okay. It's kind of like receiving a court document, or like sending, this happened to me recently, sending like a court document, and you're like, you know, trying to fight a ticket, and I won. You know what I mean? I won that shit. But I still got to pay the court fees, you know, which is fine, which is essentially the same as a ticket, but I didn't have, and they gonna get their money one way or another, you know what I mean? They gonna get their quota, you know what I mean? But it was for like a failed traffic device. I was doing Uber, and Uber told me to do a U-turn on that street, and he saw it right there, and the device failed to obey the traffic sign, but then there was no sign there, so then there was no points taken off my, anyway, so he caught himself, okay, he caught himself in the court of law, but at the same time, you know, I have to pay, and like, I gotta pay, not right away, but maybe like in 2 months, where like, I gotta pay like the little fee. Okay, but at the same time, I get no points assessed on my decisions, no convictions were made, none of that. It's like it didn't even happen. Okay, but that's just the way it works. How is that not a bribe? I don't know. Okay, But anyway, so the next one that you have underneath the 4 swords is the 10. So it could be something similar to that. It doesn't have to be legal or something like that, but it's just kind of like, oh, well, you got this and there's no points to test like that, but you have to come in and you got to take a drug test. Or you got this job, but you got to come in and take a drug test. Or like you got to do that. You know what I mean? And with the 10 of Swords energy in the reversal, underneath the 4 swords in the reversal, this is also about maybe you were really restless about maybe a potential ending to something where you thought that it was over, that you're like, fuck, like, what am I going to do now that it's over? Like, there's no restoration, there's no business, there's no money, there's no nothing. And then all of a sudden, there's restoration, there's rejuvenation, something coming from the heart with the King of Cups energy coming forth. And this is possibly a really good offer, a business offer as well, that's going to put you in better standing. Now, in regards to love, this could also be somebody who is not wanting to leave you out in the cold, but wanting to offer you some form of reassurance and action that they still want this to keep going with you as well. But that is what I'm getting for pile number 1. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you want like an in-depth reading like this, I would suggest an hour reading with me, not a 30-minute read, because you have to understand it took time for me to shuffle through as well as generate the piles, everything like that. So I would recommend getting an hour read if you want something more in-depth like this. If you want like a shorter, little bit of a quicker summary overview, I would suggest, getting the 30-minute read that I have. But feel free to book with me on my site. I also offer live paid readings. I'm going to be going live daily now from 9 p.m. Until, maybe 30 minutes or an hour or sometimes longer, depending on how busy it gets or how the reading goes. So feel free to hit the notification bell to know whenever I go live for paid or free tarot, okay, or even general collective readings. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this reading, and until next time, bye for now. Number 2, welcome. So what we're going to do is we're going to get right into your reading, okay? Now, what is coming next for you? We're going to get into the love main messages first, and then we'll get into some other cards for you as well. We got some money messages, career messages, general overall view messages. Let's get into it with your first main love message. This is North America, okay? So this is location. So you could be meeting somebody from North America, okay? North America could be significant. You could be traveling somewhere. Your person could be traveling somewhere soon and thinking about you hyper-focused. This could be a long-distance connection or relationship. So you guys, this could be a confirmation of where you are at, but you didn't get a true lovey-dovey message, so maybe you don't have anybody that you're connected with right now, okay? But let's get into your other messages. Now let's get into your switch deck. First main card coming out for you is, Dearest you, I'm not used to being held accountable of my actions. I'll apologize, and I hope you believe me because I really am sorry, my love. Love, yours. Is also something coming forth. If you guys are wanting a channeled message from your person to you, feel free to reach out to me. It is $25 for a full message, and that includes 4 paragraphs worth of insight from your person to you of how they're feeling, their thoughts, possible next actions, things like that, and that's delivered via email. Dearest you, when I sleep next to them, I pretend they are you. I miss the smell of you. Love them. Also something coming forth. This is a potential third-party situation, or maybe somebody left you for somebody else. Dearest you, you are better mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally than them. I should have chosen you. Love them. Also something coming in. Dearest you, I'm going to propose to you soon. Love, yours. There's somebody who really feels like they want to really solidify a relationship with you. They don't want to be with this other person. They don't want to even invest in that other relationship or anything of that nature. They just kind of just want you. Dearest you, I'm going to tell you the truth. Love them is also something coming forth, and maybe their heart is compelled to tell you what you're really getting involved with, or what you're really involved in, or how deep that third-party situation is, or what's really going on there. That could be a really evident conversation coming up and being brought up to the surface as well for some of you guys. But let's get into some incoming text messages, then we'll get into some new love cards for you. Alright, now for your incoming text cards, the first one that you're getting is, how's life been after all this time? So possibly maybe somebody from a distance who's been at a distance from you, like I said before with the North America, is going to be wanting to reconnect in your life, or to connect in your life. And maybe you and this person have been in separation for some time. Maybe this is an old childhood friend, or maybe an old lover, or maybe an older relationship, or a previous lover, or maybe somebody that you never really could break past those boundaries with because of whatever was going on at the time. This person's going to be gravitating back towards you. How's life been after all this time? I will be there soon is also something coming forth. I don't know why I'm getting like this person's reconnecting with you so that they know where you're at, so they know like if you are going to be there when they're there. I don't know why I'm getting that energy too. And you know what else I'm hearing? That, and some of you guys are gonna be like, oh, here we go, Iggy Azalea. But listen, Iggy Azalea, her real name is Amethyst. Okay, so I wish I could just call her Amethyst because that sounds really pretty. But anyway, Iggy, I don't know where the fuck that came from. Anyway, New Bitch, that song called New Bitch, and there's this part in the song where she's like talking. It's almost like she's talking to her friend or her boyfriend or whatever, and she's like, she'd be like, hey girl, what's up? You in town? Yeah, I'm in town, and you know this, 'cause I'm motherfucking, and you know this, so just say this. Like, almost like she says something like that, and it's called New Bitch, okay? I like that song. And maybe that's something that's coming, like, going on with you guys, okay? And maybe there's somebody who's trying to be, like, goody-goody or, like, close to you or something like that, just to see what's going on in your life as well. Like not even, like, really caring if you're progressing, not really caring, like, how you're really doing, bro. Like, this person, like, I don't know, this could also be, like, an old friend who tries to come back and be like, oh, how are you doing? Are you doing better than me? Kind of energy, pulling in Leo energy just a little bit. Okay. But let's get into some new love notations for you guys. Alright, getting into it, I kept hearing that song Change Your Life by Iggy as well, so I'm like, why am I keep getting Iggy? So she was born on June 7th. June could be significant for some of you guys, and she's a Gemini, alright, which keeps coming up. Which I got into Gemini energy. I feel like Gemini energy is important for society. Anyway, so let's go into, as all zodiac signs are, but let's get into some new love messages. Dearest you, I believe in true love. I believe that appearance doesn't matter. I believe that we should feel obsessed with each other. I want you to be obsessed with me. I will push you away as a test to see if you will come back. At times I will play mind games to discover the truth. Bitch, you deal with a Gemini. I'm sorry, but some of you guys are dealing with Gemini. This person could be a little bit overweight as well, coming forth. Next one that you're getting is shorter than you're used to, is also something coming in as well. And overweight doesn't necessarily have to mean fat. Like, people who are overweight could have mega muscle mass, okay? Like, there's bodybuilders who are technically, like, overweight. Like, my father was, like, pretty much, like, ripped his whole entire life, right? And, like, he was always considered overweight, but he was actually pretty healthy. Like, he would work out all the time. He would go on, like, these diets, juice, all that stuff. But he's an Aquarius. But, you know, just like I am. But anyway, so that's what I'm getting with this. I don't know why I'm getting that. The fuck? Shorter than you're used to is also something coming forth, okay? But let's get into, so that could be something coming up soon, but let's get into some oracle cards for you guys to see what else is coming up. Archangel Gabriel, a lot of healing and restoration. For some reason, I'm feeling physical healing, physical restoration. I'm also getting personal training from this pile as well. The Queen of Scrolls, Earth sign energy. It's almost like somebody's coming to you for healing information or information about something, like genuinely. Let's just say if you're a real estate agent, somebody's coming to you for genuine information on, like, realty or real estate. Let's just say there is, you're a tattoo artist, somebody's genuinely being like, listen, this tattoo artist is trying to use this, this, and this. Is this something correct? Like, I trust you. You know, like that kind of energy. With the Queen of Scrolls energy coming forth. It's almost like you're going to be like, huh? No, man, I don't think that's right. Or like, yeah, that's cool. Like, I do that too. Like, is it, like, I don't know why I'm getting that, okay? So, like, where somebody's going to come to you for, like, some kind of, like, second opinion of something. Or if you're a mechanic, okay? That's a really good example. So, let's just say if you're a mechanic, or if you know how to do a lot of stuff on your own car. Just because you know how to do a lot of stuff on your own car doesn't mean you know how to, you know, fix a BM. You could figure it out, but, you know, it doesn't mean you know how to. Okay. But for some reason, I feel like it could be one of those situations to, like, where somebody just has a lot of basis or a lot of knowledge, even though they don't have the certifications or whatever, they have a lot of, like, knowledge about it, okay? And it's almost like, I mean, yeah, I knew that. Sorry, somebody sent me a message where I'm like, yeah, I knew that. What the fuck am I going to do? I don't know why I'm getting that energy as well. Some of you guys, it's a lot of healing energy. So somebody's going to come towards you. Let's just say if you're a medical practitioner or something like that, somebody could ask you advice, like, even though you probably shouldn't be doing that unless you're, like, in a practice or something. I know, I don't, you know. but it could be kind of like somebody asking you about that. I don't know. And it's going to be a very important conversation, and it's also going to be a bonding conversation as well for some of you guys. Okay. Alright, let's get into the way it moves for potential money messages for you guys. For the way it moves. Also, if you see any of these decks that I'm using in any of my figure card readings, and you're like, I really want that used like in my personal reading, just put the name of the deck in the seller notes, and I'll use it for you in your reading. You know, no problem. Dearest you, your money is being hidden and blocked from you. Once you become aware of the enemy, you'll be able to remove this block with a return to sender. You're a powerful love spirit. So there could be somebody who's trying to block your financial flow, and I don't know why I feel like they're going to try to come and be like, hey, how do I do this, how do I do that? And they could try to even pay you for your services, and maybe you're going to overcharge them because you really don't even want to work for them, so you may end up overcharging them to try to deter them or overquote them. So like, you know, like whenever you don't want to like work with somebody, you're just gonna be like, yeah, and it's like $200 an hour. You know, like, and you know they're going to be like, oh, 200, I can find it for like 100 or 120, and you know that's probably like normally like your pricing point, but for them in particular, to work and to deal with them, you're probably going to be like, nah, I need 200. Easy. No fucking way. You know what I mean? Like that kind of energy. Alright? Dear Stu, you'll receive a blank check. Write how much you want. It will not bounce. This is your gift from an enemy, love spirit. Listen, in the matters of business, please don't accept checks. Okay? Please, Lord have mercy. Unless it is a certified cashier's check and that shit is clean, cut, and delivered. Okay? But just fuck. You know what I mean? Like, just really think about it. Alright? Because there was one time somebody tried to, like, hire me for an event. Listen, I do not accept checks, period, okay, because of that. Because some people try, and they'll be like, oh, like, I'll write you $500 check, and then, like, you try to cash it, and that shit bounces, and now you got a return check fee, and you're more in debt, okay, and you have more fucking loss of energy. Of course, all my readings are for entertainment purposes only. By no means are I guaranteeing you medical, legal, or professional advice at any time. By no means am I doing that. So, you know, take what resonates, leave the rest out. But for some reason I feel like you're about to get, you know, a good potential amount of money. Or maybe let's just say if you were a hairstylist and there was somebody that you had a falling out with, where you were like, I don't want to cut your hair, I don't want to touch your hair, I don't want to smell your scalp, I don't even want to hear your smile, because you got to deal with all that shit when somebody's in your chair. You got to deal with them breathing and shit, you know what I mean? And you might think, oh, that's obviously they're gonna be breathing and stuff, but at least as a server you can go in the back. When you are a hairstylist, yeah, you have to apply the color, but think about how long that process takes. Could you imagine being a cook and having to cook for like an hour? I feel for these hibachi fucking chefs, okay, who have to cook in front of people and put on a show and all this stuff. It's a lot, okay? It's tiring, all right? It's not like you can be on a computer and just send an email out or something. It's very exhausting. So, like, and you're probably like, it's only exhausting if you're not being authentically yourself. And I completely understand that, okay? But most of the time when you're in a workplace with corporate rules and laws, they're conforming you to not be yourself, okay? And if you are yourself, it's in a very controlled and refined way, okay? But anyway, so let's get into some life cards for you to see what else is going to be coming up for you guys. Also, I got this like random surge of energy in your pile, so you guys might be having that as well. But let's come up with the life cards here. First one you're getting is invest in your friend's sushi restaurant. Some of you guys could be investing in something or having an important meeting at a very fancy restaurant, okay? And we're going to get some more nitty-gritty with that as well, with some extra tarot. You need more pets in your life, maybe some loyal people or some loyal friends in your life, okay? Maybe that's going to be coming into your life. You fall while rescuing a kitten stuck in a tree. Now listen, be careful, because sometimes it's not like, oh, can I go to the store? Not like that. And even sometimes, oh, can I go to the store, can turn into ski mask down, fuck it, mask off. You know what I mean? So you fall while rescuing a kitten stuck in a tree. Alright. You inherit a camper van is also something coming forth. This is a very interesting layout, so you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to clarify with some tarot to get a little bit more nitty-gritty. But let's see. So invest in your friend's sushi restaurant. What is that? Okay. What the hell? So let's see. So what is that? Invest in your friend's sushi restaurant. What are you going to be investing in? This could also be times. Who knew different things could be displayed as well? after a while of having setbacks and some kind of like grievances, this could also be somebody else needing your help, okay, with their business. This could be somebody that you kind of used to be friends with, but is kind of an asshole. I'm getting this energy. This person's very much a big asshole, okay? Huge, gaping, all right? Like needs a diaper, essentially. Now, the next one you have, 3 of Pentacles, because I don't know if you guys know, but like, your glands. Anyway, you know what I mean? Like, you can't hold it if you, like, don't have strong glands down there. You know what I mean? Anyway, so with the 3 of Pentacles energy coming forth, teamwork, alliance, apprenticeship, growth, and shared goals is also something coming forth. Somebody's going to want to team up and collaborate with you. They need your help. This could be like almost like you have a successful like online business, or like you have a successful little small business, or you have a successful candle shop business, and somebody who's like lacking in events needs you to do a pop-up event so it can bring a little bit more business to them, or something like that, okay? Or like they need you to refer your clients that you don't have room for or whatever to them, you know, like that kind of energy, okay? Which I don't recommend, but you know. But this is definitely somebody from the past. And it's almost like, I don't know, I feel like you cannot trust this person. Or more from the top. And it's going to be coming towards you really randomly. It's almost like you can't really trust this person. Because they have like some kind of like alternative motive. But you have an interest in it. Because you're like, oh, fuck it. I mean, I could do it. Like, I don't know why I'm getting the energy. Like, oh, well, I could do it. Alright? But let's get into, you need more pets in your life. What could that be? Or maybe you do this because you want to show this person that you're a real friend or some shit like that. The Tower card energy, disaster, upheaval, you need more pets in your life. And 7 of Swords, yeah. So you need more loyal people in your life is what's going to come in. And it's almost like the feeling that you want to get with friends, you're probably only going to be able to get it with animals, okay? With the Tower card and the 7 of Swords, this is not good. It's almost like a shocking kind of like, shit, why did you fucking betray me? Like that kind of energy, deceit, theft, two-face, spying, manipulation. I told you from the beginning that this is what I was feeling, okay? Especially with you fall while rescuing a kitten stuck in the tree. That's essentially a 7 of Swords. Oh shit, I don't know how much of that you guys heard. I forgot to hit the button after me cracking up laughing. I think it was over the woman who was... Where the fuck are all these ants coming from? Sorry, there was like an ant. Sorry, Lord have mercy. What the fuck? A lot of delays. So there's a whole situation that came out here. So let's go back into it. You're going to be betrayed by a friend, essentially. Okay? Now there's somebody who's going to come in here and defend you, and you're going to be fine, but somebody's going to end up tripping on their own fucking shoelaces. Okay? Essentially. Like when they try to set up a plan for you, they're going to end up kind of like literally picking their own karma, okay? But with the 4 of... I explained it better the first time, but, you know. Anyway, so essentially, let's just say if somebody tied the inside of their shoelaces, okay? Or your shoelaces, but you guys had the identical same shoes, and they're leaving in a hurry, and they accidentally put the ones that they tied, they meant for you to get bullied in or whatever, but they are the ones that end up tripping up. You know what I mean? Like that kind of energy. They ended up picking their own karma, alright, essentially. But anyway, getting back into it, you have inherit a camper van, and underneath 4 of Swords and 6 of Pentacles. Some of you guys are going to go on a long vacation or do something pretty it's almost like you're thinking like I should have just stayed to myself, essentially, because with the 6 of Pentacles energy, generosity, support, material help, gratitude, charity, this could be somebody that you end up helping, okay? And this person ends up getting you in a really sticky situation, okay? And with the Lover's card energy coming forth, getting Gemini energy. But this is also, it's almost like you're going to be fine. Like almost like whatever this person ended up doing ended up pushing you in the direction that you needed to go anyway. Like it's like an Ella Enchanted when they command her to leave because they don't want the prince to see her because they don't want any more competition. Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Really, because there's a whole crowd of fucking girls in the whole town, and they just think just by Ella leaving, he's not gonna think of anybody else. Like, it's so stupid. Anyway, so she leaves, she's walking back home, and the prince ends up escaping anyway. And he's like, oh, this crowd of girls, there's too many girls, like, I need to go. It's so funny, right? Because it's like, she ends up, like, just walking and trying to get away, and she can't, and she's like, I'm just gonna go back home, like, I wanted to see the prince, but fuck it. So she ends up seeing the prince anyway, like, along the journey. Do you understand? Along the journey, they end up colliding and shit, and he ends up, like, hiding from, like, the mass crowd or whatever. Yeah, it's a movie, but it's an example, okay? It's an example of a potential situation, okay? That could happen, where you're, like, redirected. So let's just say your boss is like, listen, go home for the day. I overscheduled, whatever. You're like, fuck. Like, what? Okay, I guess I'll go home. So you go home, you're obedient. You're not fighting with your boss or whatever. So you're being obedient, and you're just going home. And on your way home, you're like, all right, I'm gonna stop for coffee or something like that, and you end up meeting somebody at the coffee shop or whatever that ended up going home early because they're usually at work during that time. You know, so many different things could be happening. It's like a united kind of moment with a lover's energy: love, partnership, choices, harmony, strong attraction. And you see the angel bringing them both together like that. And the future aspect, it's almost like somebody points you in the direction of, somebody tries to fuck you over, but you end up overcoming it, like, in a major way. Because true love can be touched, really. Alright, so let's get into, like, they can be separated, they can be dilemmas, but it can be, like, necessarily be touched, like true love can't necessarily be touched. Anyway, it's the only thing that's actually real, you know what I mean? Like the money, the cars, the promotion, the title, that's not really real. Greg's real, you know what I mean? Like, Doug is real or whatever. But anyway, so let's go into some new love notation. Did I get into the new love notations for you guys shorter than you used to? Yep, let's get into the tarot for you guys. The first card coming out is the Page of Cups. An apology, potentially. And I don't know why I'm getting like it's a fake-ass apology, so please be cautious. With the Page of Cups energy coming forth. It doesn't have to be. This could also be a little bit of a romantic encounter, maybe a little bit of a romantic meeting for some of you guys. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio could be significant as far as timing goes. Doesn't have to be, but it's an energetic frequency of what this message is carrying or this encounter is carrying. And it's something that you may have like called out to yourself. And it's going to be completely up to you whether you want to respond to this love offer. This could be like you made your dating site. Okay, I mean, not made your dating site, oh my god, but made your like dating profile or whatever, and you swipe right or you're left or whatever, and you're calling forth like potential suitors, right, on the app. That's the purpose of it, to call forth potential suitors. For what? Sex or whatever is up to you, okay? And again, that's where the Queen of Swords comes in. The dictation, the kind of like, okay, I want to do this, okay? Or something like that. So let's just say you're just trying to look for sex with the devil card right there. Or maybe you're trying to honestly see somebody's true realness as well. Some of you guys might be having like a lot of sex as well. Okay? Just like a lot of sex. Like it's ridiculous. Alright. And I also do feel like somebody here is very obsessed with you. Alright? And the things that you want, this person wants to be able to give to you. Okay, not because you're manipulating them or whatever have you. It's just like this person wants to give that to you. Okay, and it's like the doubts that you had. I'm serious about this. Like the Page of Cups, Queen of Swords, the Devil card, the Hierophant, Eight of Swords in reversal. This person's obsessed, has a lot of toxic situations in regards to this. Okay, I'm getting really pinpointed to the snake in the corner right there. And snakes are very possessive, clearly. Okay? Sometimes a little bit too possessive. Hence that card there. But with the Hierophant energy coming forth, you have Tauran energy as well coming through with the Hierophant. Alright. And a little bit of Cancerian. So some of you guys, this could be happening near June energy or Gemini season with the water-based energy in Cancer. That could be Gemini energy a little bit. Because we're pulling off a little bit of the Tauran frequency there. Yeah, it could be Gemini. This could be happening during Gemini season. Now, this could be something that ends up getting you out of your headspace. We have clarification. Hold on. Underneath the Hermit card, underneath the Page of Cups, you have the Hermit card, Virgo energy. Somebody deeply thinking about you, wanting to express this towards you, who's been thinking about doing this for a long time and feels kind of ashamed they didn't do it faster with the Knight of Pentacles. This could also be you calling in for like a serious connection. Or is there something in particular that you want your person to do? And it's almost like this is something that's going to be happening, okay? Whether that's moving in or really just solidifying the relationship and coming to terms that they only want you. Like they have all these other, this is a very interesting combination, because if anything, it would come up like this, right? But it's coming up like this, which denotes to me that you don't, and again with the snake energy, and I told you snakes are very possessive. And what is the snake doing at the waist there? I told you, okay? So it's almost like, all right, that somebody, maybe they used to be obsessed with many different things in order to fill like one void. You have become somebody's hyper pin focused fucking obsession. So the other things that they used to do, they don't necessarily kind of like those obsessions anymore. I mean, they like it, but they don't like it more than you, okay? Now, with the Hierophant energy coming forth in the upright, this is also about a legal deal, okay, being made. All right. And Nine of Cups energy, this is very interesting because you go from the Seven of Cups, I don't want any other cup besides you, and then I will give you whatever you want in return kind of energy is showing up here. Now, underneath the Eight of Swords, you get the Six of Pentacles. And the Six of Pentacles energy is coming up in the upright position. Somebody's going to share really important information with you to solidify and give you reassurance of this connection and where it's headed in the future as well for some of you guys. For pile number 2s. So you guys could also be getting some kind of approval of a loan or getting some kind of like assistance with money as well, with the Knight of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles being there. And the Hierophant suggesting some kind of legal attribute being given to you, your fair share of that. Could be like a bank or something. Yeah, but it's almost like you're also going to be able to see somebody's true nature. This is just such an interesting combination. The reason why is because usually this is getting over temptations, right? Not succumbing to them completely. And I feel like this person's going to really showcase like their obsession towards you as well. Could be dealing with a Virgo. Again, with this snake energy. Kundalini rising could be significant. Okay, and really a like lengthy wisdom as well. Usually spiritual wisdom. But that is what I am getting for this pile. Again, just a lot about, if you guys are focusing like, am I going to make a lot of tips today or something like that, that could also be something coming up for you guys. It's going to bring balance and restoration. Or a good fair share of a bonus as well. But definitely getting into a really strong committed relationship. Somebody is obsessed with making this work as well. But that is what I'm getting for this pile. If you do want a reading similar to this or want a little bit more of an in-depth reading, please feel free to book on my site. I also offer live paid readings. I'm going to be going live streaming every night at 9 p.m. U.S. Eastern, sometimes for 30 minutes, sometimes for an hour or more. Just depends on how busy it gets. Sometimes I'll be offering free readings. Sometimes it'll be a paid-only session. And I do, however, have a weekly pass. It's good for 14 days. I say it's a weekly pass, but it's good for 14 days, and it allows you to submit at least one question or one channeled message request daily as well for my live streams. So if you are interested, feel free to check all that information out below in the description box, or to reach out to me personally, or to check out any of my live streams, because it has a direct payment link for the $75 pass for 2 weeks worth of insight, which saves people a significant amount of money. So if you are interested, please feel free to purchase that. I hope you guys enjoy this, and until next time, bye for now. Pile number 3s, welcome, welcome. So let's get into your what's coming up next. So we're going to begin with your messages first. You guys got a lot of, I think you guys, no, you only received one love message. You guys got a lot of the new love cards as well. Okay, so we have a bunch of different messages to get through, but let's get into your first main one. Asia. This is another pile that got a location card. Asia could be significant, okay? Asian culture could be significant. I'm not being racist. I swear I'm not being racist, okay? But Asia and Asian is a real thing, right? Is it not? Anyway, so Asia could be significant. You could also be, and you know what's crazy is before I started this pile, I was really hyper-focusing on the Zorro action figure for some reason. And you're probably like, Zorro action figure? No, you do not have a Zorro. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. It was gifted to me. Anyway, I like it. So, I'm a gifting type of person. So, anyway, so with the mini action figure in Zorro's live action, he's Asian, right? In the animation, I mean, he can kind of be perceived as, I think he is Asian because, like his culture, I think he is. But in One Piece, it's not. They're not all Asian. They're just a mixture of the world in One Piece. Anyway, with Asia, though, could be significant. So Zorro's character could be significant as well. Anyway, for this. All right. He had like a mission, and he was like also like on a sole purpose. It wasn't just about title for him. I mean, yes, it was, but not really. He just wanted to be the world's greatest like swordsman. Okay, is also something where he goes like through extensive training and stuff like that because of like a lost like friend that he used to have as well. This could be significant for some of you guys, okay, with Asia coming through. All right, I'm also seeing 151 on my timestamp on my version of editing, okay? But let's get into, which could be a significant change or motion, but let's get into your love switch decks to see what's coming up in regards to your love life. April energy coming forth, A and A. A could be significant, or this could be happening in April. For some of you, you're probably like, duh, I'm watching this in April, but it's not duh. For people who are watching this 2 months from now, or 3 months from now, or 4 months from now, or a year from now, okay? So April could be significant, all right? April. Now the next one that you're getting is, Dear Stu, I feel bad for lying to you so much, so I'm going to tell you the truth. Love them. Now, somebody could be giving, I don't know, I'm getting April Fools. I don't know, I'm getting that energy. There could be somebody who's, and I hate that day, okay? Because I consider it kind of like a Judas day. Because you have to really think about it, and maybe that's an in-depth way. You're probably like, no, it's not. No, it's not. Okay, what's 2 weeks after April Fool's Day? Easter? What does Easter symbolize? How long did Christ's crucifixion actually last? Okay, so let's go back to the reading. The next one that we're getting. So I don't really like April Fool's Day. But Dear Stu, I'm sorry I thought it was funny to hurt you. Love them. Interesting that we talk about Judas. Okay. Somebody thought it was funny to hurt you. Somebody thought it was funny to like fucking like make fun of you or betray you or humiliate you. I don't know, I'm getting that energy. It's almost like they rejected you and they rejected you in a different way that they normally do. And it's almost like they did it to like show their friends or to show people like, look, this person's still obsessed with me, or look, this person, I still have them, or like something like that. And it's like they don't have shit. I'm getting that energy. Evening time is also something coming forth. Could be significant. April in the evening time. Dear Stu, let's have fun today. I want to take you out and show off. Love them is also something coming in. Dear Stu, I don't know why I feel like my friend is in love with you. This irritates me. Love them is also something coming forth. So again, a lot of like friends kind of energy, trying to show off to friends and shit like that. Okay, but I also do feel with let's have fun today, I want to take you out and show off. It's almost like maybe you do something like an encounter with this friend or something like that to where it irritates this person. No, I'm getting this. Morning time. So you're getting evening and morning time. This person may be with you to morning to evening, and you're going to just spend a lot of time together, potentially. Dear Stu, I'm going to blow up your phone until you answer. A lot of obsessive energy. Dear Stu, I caught someone close to me staring at pictures of you. I got so angry, their body almost threw. They better not be in love with you. Love them. So again, this could be like a friend that they maybe confided in about their feelings to you, for you or something like that, and they're ending up trying to kind of like, I don't know, like steal you or get you or something like that, and it like irritates them. Okay, could also be something coming up. But let's get into some new love messages for you guys, and then we'll get into the incoming text messages for potential messages you could be receiving soon. And if you do see any of the decks, like the switch deck or the main love letter deck, like the blank main love letter deck, or the incoming text deck, or even the new love deck, feel free to just add it into the seller notes when purchasing a reading, and I'll know that you would like me to utilize that for you during your reading, okay? And the same thing goes for, like, if you purchase a reading on live stream with me, okay? Dear Stu, you'll meet a very moody individual. They are not emotionally open but emotionally reserved. They had a very traumatic life with little to no expression for love. They do not know how to love, yet they try. Remember, no one is perfect. This is really, like, Zoro's character is very similar to this. I'm not even going to front. He's a very moody individual, okay? He's not emotionally open, but he's emotionally reserved, so he feels it, but he keeps his emotions reserved. They had a very traumatic life with little to no expression for love. He did have a very traumatic life, okay? They do not know how to love, yet they try, and he tries, but I feel like he does know how to love in his own weird way, Zoro, okay? But let's get into the next one you're getting. Dearest you, within a few months, you'll meet someone different than the rest. Someone who never raises his voice or hand at you, or her voice or her hand at you. Someone so safe you'll believe they are hiding something or someone, but they are not. They're in love with you. It's almost like this person is going to make it really evident that they're only talking to you. Maybe they're so hyper-focused on you that you're not used to it. Maybe you're used to being in competition with other people, or you're used to kind of being like, well, my hair's not as great as hers, so maybe I should do something different, or like, and not really just being loved for who you authentically are. And this person could be just loving you for who you authentically are. Dearest you, your new lover will cook meals for you. They will create the most tastiest of dishes, and yes, you will love it. This person is also into food play and wants to try new things in the bedroom that you have only heard of. This person's also very, like, dirty. But it's so funny because you wouldn't know that they are, because they're so, like, clean cut or reserved, or, like, so in their emotions. And usually those are the wildest ones, I'm gonna be honest, ladies. Okay, but the next one you're getting, or men. Dearest you, you'll meet your next love interest at work. You will have to work together. As the days pass and chemistry builds, you both have a moment at work. This moment will alter your work environment. You both will not care at first. Later on, it's a different story. Okay, also something coming in for you. All right. Now, I'm feeling really strongly because I kept getting, I don't know if her name's Nami. I think her name's Nami. I think Nami gets with Zoro, if I'm not mistaken, in the future, right? I'm not sure. But for some reason, I'm getting that energy. And they work together. They have moments together and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Slightly. Now, you're also getting I am sorry energy coming forth. And you are now approved is also something coming in as well. I don't know why I'm getting like somebody may end up like wanting to, this could be like a divorce from an ex-husband or something, or an ex-wife. All right, I have to encompass that too, because we're all going through different stages in our life, transitional periods and stuff like this. It's a generalized collective reading, so I try to encompass little different ends of it. But I am sorry, and you are now approved. 2 different messages coming in green and blue. And I was thinking about this correlation earlier when I was looking at the grass and the sky, and I was like, how the fuck is the grass green? Like, how the fuck is the grass green? You know what I mean? Like, I know that sounds stupid, because I know there's a scientific purpose or reason or something like that, but I was just thinking more of the spiritual reason. So, like, the spiritual frequency of it, communication and command of growth, you know what I mean? In order for abundance to go, and to mix and to create green, you have to mix blue and yellow, which are primary colors. So if you think about the chakra centers, blue is communicational chakra, so it's like 3rd chakra energy, and then, you know, yellow is like solar plexus, action-oriented, creative energy, vibrant, outside the box thinking, so grass. Anyway, you are now approved, coming forth. I don't know why I got into that so deeply, but I was just thinking of that. So most people don't really like talking to me. I'm fucking weird. I am sorry, you are now approved is also something coming forth, or I just shut up in general and just live in my head, you know? Kind of like those people do when they're at the psych wards and they're just like staring off into the distance and they just live in their head. That's how I feel sometimes. Anyway, so you are now approved energy coming forth. This could also be like maybe an apology. Like, let's just say if there's somebody who, this could be kind of like a divorce present, essentially. Or like, I'm sorry, I cheated on you in 25 million different ways, and here's a house for it. or I'm sorry I abandoned you and left you on the street when I had plenty of room to, like, take you in or take care of you or anything like that. Here's an apartment, or here's a house, because I never want you to feel like you're homeless. I never want you to feel like, especially being my daughter. You know what I mean? Could also be something that's coming in. Okay, for some of you guys. My family would not do that for me. But you, in particular, I feel like that could be happening for pile number 3s. But let's get into some money messages for you guys. Dearest you are not lucky, you're blessed. Be prepared for an abundant windfall of money. Spend it wisely. Do not splurge even though you could. Your love, spirit. For some reason, I just heard your landlord. What the fuck? Anyway, so the next one you're getting, dearest you'll be a homeowner very soon. Congratulations, spirit. Is also something coming forth. Some of you guys might be able to bless other people with housing. Like, let's just say if you become a homeowner, you'll be able to bless other people with, like, affordable housing or, like, things like that also coming forth. Dearest you, the military wants to work with you. Yes, there will be a large payout for your skill set. You will still be free. Love, spirit. So some of you guys may also, and this makes sense for if you enlisted in the army or like the military or whatever, you eventually will be a homeowner. You have like a whole loan designed for you. Okay, and you also have housing designed for you on base as well if you're a spouse. Okay, if you have a spouse. All right, that could be something. Okay. Dearest you, your family has stolen money from you. They will be caught. Your inheritance will be given to you. Love, spirit. So some of you guys, this could be coming in from a family member. Dearest you receive double for them betraying you. Love, spirit. So let's just say, like, somebody left you on the street, left you with nothing. Okay, but a bleeding pad. Okay, essentially. And you had to find your own way. I'm just giving you an example of a situation. Doesn't mean that it necessarily happened to me, but I'm just giving you a detailed example of a situation. And you had to wait it out, or like they were literally going to just drop you off at a shelter when they had huge ass houses, or they had huge ass spaces, or they had living spaces for you. But because of the difficulty or because of the drama or whatever, they didn't want to deal with you. Not because you were a drug addict, not because you were a murderer, not because you were, just because of, that's your fucking kid. You know what I mean? Like that kind of energy. All right. But they end up leaving you anyway. And you end up having to like fend for yourself, and they, they're expecting you to be just like homeless or like without nothing or without food or anything. That's how they want to leave you, because they want you kind of like barren without them. Okay. These people might end up trying to come back into your life, okay? Might try to say, I'm sorry, but if you're anything like me, sorry's not going to cut it without a couple of zeros, okay? So, like, that's very big for me, okay? I don't really just take sorries. You're probably like, why? That you mean that you can be bought? You can be like, no. You do not come to me with, after you could put me through a life detrimental situation where I had to alter things, lose things, regain things, fucking lose out on my health, well-being, all this shit, and you come to me and say, I'm sorry. Guys, you might as well just, just don't do that. You might as well just go to an Eskimo and ask him if he needs ice. Like, you might as well just ask him. Okay, because with me, there's not much to do with that. Okay, you can ask my ex-husband. No. Okay, so some of you guys could be still, in that situation where some people, or something similar to like where some people want you back into their life. They want to say, I'm sorry, I've been though, whatever the fuck they want to say. And to be honest, the amount of pain that you went through is just not equivalent to the I'm sorry. Okay, hence medieval times. All right, but let's get into some oracle cards. All right, for you guys. The Oracle of Delphi. Some of you guys are going to have a really strong vision. Okay, I'm only laughing because it's like it's going to make you giggle when it ends up happening. Okay, when it ends up actually taking place into your life. All right, and it's almost like going to be very, very soon. It's going to make you giggle. This happens to me and people think I'm crazy when I'll just start like giggling randomly. And it's because I knew about it beforehand. You know what I mean? And unless I write it down in a journal with a time, date, and stamp and show people. And even when I do that, they're like, it's a coincidence. You attracted it to yourself. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to fucking be and just giggle by myself. You know what I mean? So with the Oracle of Delphi, so if you ever hear me giggle like on the side by myself or something like that, most likely something that I predicted has come true. Okay. But anyway, the Oracle of Delphi, This is also about you getting really strong intuitive signs and it being shown to you, and in the moment. It's beyond deja vu. Okay, it's like you're gonna have a conscious, it's kind of like you're in a dream and you have a conscious decision that you know that you're in the dream. For my lucid dreamers out there, it's not like you're acting out in the dream or you have like immobility, like you have to move the way you're forced to move, or like, why am I doing this? I never have dreams like that. I have dreams where like I become conscious, like where I'll wake up in my middle of my dream and I'll be like, oh, if I can do this, then I can do this. And if I can move the wall, then I can move the roof. And if I can do that, I can do this. Like in your dream world, because anything's possible, you know? So like, and sometimes you'll hear like, well, I hear a guiding voice sometimes, like in my dream. So it's like, well, you know, you can move the walls, right? Like that kind of energy. Like, you know, and then you'll just move the walls. Anyway, I know I'm not the only person who experiences this. I'm just a rarity and uncommon. This is not a common thing, but other people do experience this. I'm not the only person in this world who experiences it. So you guys could have a similar experience, okay? Maybe not that in depth, but similar experience. All right. But let's get into your Game of Life cards. All right. Okay, so getting into your main cards here. Some of you guys are saving up to purchase a house in a rural area. Okay, could be a farmhouse. With Save the Environment and Politician could mean that you're going to end up getting some kind of like it could mean that you could end up standing up for something. And again, with blue and green. Okay. That's a really strong frequency for you guys. All right. Heart chakra activation with green. And then the blue is throat chakra activation. So something you're speaking into existence from the heart. So maybe you're really wanting like a house, or really wanting like your own space, or maybe you are wanting a farm or something out there. Okay, not necessarily close to like a major city or something like that. You want land, you want space, you want to feel free. Okay, when you wake up kind of energy. And with the politician energy, this could also be a little bit of military. Some of you guys could be doing something in regards to the military or becoming a military leader of some kind for some of you. But this could also be getting a platform or having kind of like the ability to kind of like work remote, essentially, for some of you guys, for pile number 3s. But let's get into it for some of you. Or you're just going to be a very valued opinion soon as well. But let's get into it with some tarot. We're going to begin with the farmhouse. So with the farmhouse, what is this depicting? Alright, so you're getting King of Swords, King of Wands, 4 Swords, and the 6 of Pentacles. Inheritance. Possibly split 2 different ways. This could be somebody who has air and fire within their chart, and it's almost like maybe this person has been waiting a while for this. Okay, is also something coming forth. Now the 4 Swords, the Jupiter is in Libra, so a little bit indecisive on the blessings. It's almost like somebody was a little bit indecisive on whether they wanted to give this to you or not. But we're getting Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini. We're also getting Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo. This could be like a house you end up buying. This is definitely a loan, with the 6 of Pentacles energy coming forth. And the 6 of Pentacles is also the inheritance card, and the moon is in Taurus, and Taurus is exalted with the moon placement. Okay? Now the 8 of Swords energy coming forth in the upright. This is also you being caught up in your head about this. Is somebody being really caught up in their head about giving this to you? Because it's almost like they're being caught in their own lies. This is fucked up. Yeah, definitely it could be inheritance with the 6 of Cups energy, nostalgia, comfort, pleasure, playfulness. This could also be family for some of you guys. 3 of Pentacles energy coming forth. It's something that other people knew about. You're going to find it to be very shady when you find out about this. And it's almost like they thought it was like a gift to you. Like, oh, we wanted to surprise you. We wanted to do this. We want to do that. But, you know, you had other things going on. You had drama. You had that. Or you had... Like, you're just going to be like, this could have been a solution to a lot of problems. And you're going to see, like, a lot of their character building test, quote unquote. First, this is screaming fucking narcissistic parents. Okay? 4 of Cups energy in the reversal. Clarity, awareness, depression, interest, acceptance. You already knew this. It's so funny. They're coming towards you with a surprise you already knew about. Okay? And with the Four of Cups energy in the reversal, this could also be up to you whether you want to accept this or not, because it looks like you're going to already be building something or working on something else when this ends up coming in for you guys. This could even be like an approval of like a home loan, right when you finally were like, oh, no one's going to approve me for anything. I'm just going to settle where I'm at, kind of get things going where I'm at, and you feel really settled as well for some of you guys. But let's get into save the environment. What's going on there? And of course, we have your main tarot that we'll get into in a moment, but just getting some clarification on a couple of these save the environment. Why is this here? Okay. Why is this here? Damn, I just heard you're going to be cleaning up your act with the Wheel of Fortune, changes, cycles, decisive movement, luck, and unexpected events. And this could be, okay, in the matters of like a positive court ruling in your favor, okay? Tradition, conformity, knowledge, beliefs, conventionality, okay? This is also a relationship card. This is also a building card. This is also about a money card. This is something that somebody saved for you. This could be like inheritance. This could be for 1K. This could be something that you weren't expecting, or like an investor finally investing and giving you some money or some kind of resources to work with here. Okay, a lot about finding resources, a lot about money coming through. And I'm going to get a money card as well with the way that it moves, because I'm feeling that with the Eight of Pentacles. Okay. Something you're working really hard towards as well. Let's get to the way it moves. Dearest you, although creative skills are popular, you will get noticed by how you wield and control your skills. Your time is now. Love spirit is also something coming forth. And this is also with the Eight of Pentacles. It's about talent, mastery, dedication, expertise, and accomplishment. Okay? This is also about being hyper-focused on something that you're working really intently on. Let's get another one. Let's see, anything else? Alright, we got a couple of them. Dear Sue, it is time to invest in your ideas. They are a whole business. Get your LLC EIN. Stop quitting on yourself. Love spirit, also something coming forth. Dear Sue, the money you need will come to you at the perfect time. Do not doubt. It slows money down. Sincerely, spirit, as well. Something coming forth. Dear Sue, it is time for a pay increase. All time spent will be fully compensated. Your time was not lost. Your rewards were on hold. Now they will be released. Love spirit. Dear Stu, a lover will be paying all of your bills. Love spirit is also something coming forth. And you rich bish also coming in. And dear Stu, you'll be asked to be featured in a music video. Will you say yes? This could also be like opportunities coming your way. You'll be asked to feature like in something, or to be a part of something, you know, is also something coming your way. But let's put this over to the side. It's almost like this is the time that you were waiting for. Let's get into politician though, and see what this is. So for politician, this podium. Why is this podium here? Let's see. Politician. Alright, Eight of Wands in the upright position. This is something coming in fast. Communication coming in very fast. Almost like, okay, it's almost like somebody doesn't want everybody to know about this. I also feel like there's some kind of bad planning. It's like this important communication is going to come in at an odd time for you. So like I said, it's almost like you have the ball rolling, like going on something, especially with the Four of Cups energy that came up earlier, but in the reversal. Okay? Now, this is also about you reversing out of debt with the Devil card in the reversal. This is also about you being about independence, you know, releasing yourself from toxic things as well. Next one you're getting is death energy. All right, transformation, change, letting go, saying goodbye to things that no longer serve you. And this is also about a really strong blessing, okay? And somebody trying to reverse their negative karma that they're receiving, some kind of backlash here. And it's really weighing on them with the Ten of Wands energy. Nearly complete struggles, obligations, burning out. And they feel like you can still save them in a way. This is crazy. With the Five of Cups energy in the reversal, it's almost like they feel like you can still save them in a way. And with the Five of Pentacles energy in the reversal, could also be about you not seeing that somebody else could save you in a way. And you going through some kind of recovery, forgiveness, maybe you forgiving some people. Now, the next one that you're receiving is the Moon card in the reversal. With the Moon card in the reversal, these are people who possibly deceived you with deception energy, wanted to create a lot of misunderstandings, okay? Wanted to give you a lot of fears, anxieties. But throughout all of that, you were able to really concentrate on your intuitive pulls and find clarity, with clarity being there as well with the Moon card energy in the reversal, pulling in Cancerian, Pisces, and Scorpio. Now you're also getting the Four of Wands energy coming forth in the reversal. This could have been due to some kind of home conflict or like instability or some form of neglect in the household. And you could end up like really, let's just say your story, like let's just say you ended up surviving all of this. Your story is actually going to end up helping other people. It might not be with a, like, you're probably like, well, how many people? Well, isn't it worth it just to save at least one person? Like, isn't it worth it just to save at least like that other person from getting, you know, involved in things that you got involved with, or didn't see things the way that you saw things, or, you know what I mean? Isn't it worth it just to take 5 seconds to be like, hey, you know, like, let me tell you a story. You know, like that kind of energy. All right, because the dead is very hard to hear. So that's what I'm getting there. But let's get into your main tarot. Alright, so let's get into your nitty gritty. So for the first card that you're receiving is the Ace of Wands, and the Ace of Wands energy is coming up within the upright position. This is also an invitation. This could also be like an opportunity, an olive branch being extended, or a brand new fresh start, or a new beginning. Maybe you're embarking on a brand new journey or a new beginning, and you're wanting to know what's next for you. Now that these new beautiful things are coming in, this could also be a new form of creative expression, okay? With the Ace of Wands being a very creative card, this could also be a new sexual encounter for some of you guys. Three of Wands energy, even though I am feeling journey quite a bit, some of you guys could end up, I don't know, I'm getting Harry Potter and his damn owl that he had all the time. So with the Ace of Wands and the Three of Wands energy coming forth, some of you guys could be traveling but with a pet as well, or with like somebody very loyal to you. With the Three of Wands, this could be happening within 3 weeks or 3 days for some of you guys, okay? But it's going to be quite adventurous travel with a Three of Wands energy. And it's almost like maybe something you're expecting is finally coming in for you, to where you're finally like seeing your hard work pay off. And maybe this is finally setting some plans into motion. This could be like, you know what, let's go look at houses today, or let's go look at apartments today. And you guys go look at apartments. And the Three of Wands is kind of like not signing the lease, but this is like you reserved your house, you have the down payment on it or whatever, and you have your move-in date. And you're seeing your move-in date. Okay? But with with the Two of Cups energy coming forth in the upright, this is also about a deal, but this could also be about an important soulmating connection that you meet, or a potential encounter very fast, and definitely during Aries season. Tell you that much right now. With the Page of Wands, really strong on the fire sign energy. Alright, could be Aries, Leo, or Sag, okay, depending on when you are viewing this, but it's happening very soon. This is my very soon, next day or a couple days kind of energy pile. With the Page of Wands energy, this is also about adventure, spontaneity. Alright, this is also about maybe saving up for something important, despite the like doubts that you're hearing. Like, you know what, like let's just say your friends have been planning this trip to Jamaica forever, and you don't have the money to go, okay, or you don't have like the funds or whatever to go, whatever, but you know it's going to come in. You have been working really hard. You've been working really hard towards maybe an acquired goal, and be everything around you being like, you're never going to be able to go to Jamaica. You're never going to be able to do this. You're never going to be able to do that. And you're like, well, bet. Like, watch me do it. And then here you go, live on fucking IG or live on Face or whatever the fuck platform you're live on, and showcasing beautiful Jamaica. Okay? For some of you guys, this could actually be travel for some of you. Okay? Feeling a lot of travel. Now, for clarification, underneath the Ace of Wands, you're getting the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands energy is coming up within the upright position. This is also about planning, somebody making plans with you. You're getting the Two and Three of Wands. So like I said, let's go look at houses together. Boom. While we have a move-in date, that one's available. Change and transition is now starting to occur and now starting to happen. Just as an example. Now, underneath the Two of Cups energy, you have the Two of Pentacles. You're going to have two different options. two different things to do. Or maybe you're going to have a hard decision whether or not you want to be in a solidified relationship with this person, or move in with this person, or take this step with this person, or keep doing what you've been doing to create some kind of comfortability and security for yourself without having to free fall into this risk of, let's move in. Now, underneath the Page of Wands, you're getting the Page of Pentacles. This is a long time coming for this offer to take place for you guys. Okay, or this opportunity to come in. Now it's starting to come in super fast, but before, it's been something that's been a long time coming. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy could be coming into play. Could be a quick approval as well. And remember I told you were holding out for that bag there? Or like, I'm going to work 4 months and save like a certain amount of money, and that's when I'm going to get that bag. With the Ace of Pentacles energy coming forth as well. But it definitely is coming in for you. A lot of money messages there. But let's see here. With some more money messages. Let's see what comes up for you guys for pile number 3. Any money messages? Clarify the Page of Pentacles. Dearest you, the money you need will come to you at the perfect time. So Page of Pentacles is all about the money you need, not this whole grandiose, and it's about smaller amounts, okay? So like under 1,000, things like that. The money you need, or under 500 really, I like to see the Page of Pentacles as, the money you need will come to you at the perfect time. Do not doubt, it slows money down. And this is what's happening here, is that's why you're like, I'm not going to doubt it, I'm just going to keep going, because all these other things have been taking place and I've stood true. It's almost like that, like people aren't seeing your logic behind it. Dearest you, it's time to invest in your ideas. They're a whole business. Get your LLC and EIN. Stop quitting on yourself. Love Steer. This could also be a very large business loan that's coming to you. Okay? Potentially for some of you guys, like an SBA, Small Business Association loan. Dearest you, if money was created by thought, it's time to think big. Do not focus on the item. Focus on the consistency. Love Spirit as well. So it's not about, I want to sell this one house. It's about, I want to sell a house every other week. It's about, I want to sell a house every week if I can, or I want to sell a house every month if I can, or every other month if I can, you know, like that kind of energy. Now you're also getting, like, how do you want it to be? Do you just want this one lump sum and you think that's going to last forever, or do you want to spread it out? You know, it's kind of like when you win the lottery, they ask you that question. Do you want a large lump sum, or do you want to spread it out? Dearest you, you'll be able to pay all of your bills for a year in advance. Regards, Spirit, there's also something coming forward. So maybe with this loan or this large payout, you'll be able to pay for things in advance. And before people are like, that's not possible. Let's just say if you got approved for like a 25K small business loan, would you not be able to pay for that rent for that space for an entire year? If it was like maybe 1,000, 200, 1,500 for that retail property, or that office or business oriented property. But of course, all my readings are for entertainment purposes only. By no means are guaranteed medical, legal, or professional advice at any time. Take a resonates, leave the rest out. But let's get into the next one. Dearest you, why do you worry? You are only unsure of the path to success. Has the Lord not fed you? Has the Lord not defended you in the presence of your enemies? You are meant to be here. Love Spirit. So some of you guys are going to be like, man, maybe this place is way too nice for me. Like, I don't belong here. And it's like, how else are you supposed to change and develop? How are you supposed to, like, you know what I mean? And maybe it's not about you changing. Maybe it's about you influencing what you've learned through or gone through to these other people who are stuck in this little fucking clean-ass box, scared to touch a handle. Okay? I know. I'm one of those people who are scared to touch a handle sometimes. Dearest you, you will get approved and offered a substantial amount of money as an investment. This will be over 20,000, Love Spirit. So like I was saying, okay, but getting into a little bit more, you have, dearest you, today will be very busy with work. You'll be exhausted, but the payout will be rejuvenating. Regards, Spirit. Some of you guys are going to be very busy. Like let's just say if you work from home or stuff like that, maybe you had a really long period of rest. Abnormally long, where you started to maybe worry about business, where you're like, wait a fucking minute. I'm used to at least doing 2 or 3 readings a day, or 2 or 4, or you know what I mean? Like that kind of energy. And then it goes down to like 1 or 0 or none, or you're just like, what the fuck? I have those days too. Okay? But like, then there are days where you're like, I don't know if everybody just gets the same inclination to get a reading that same day, but then there are days where like literally I'm fucking booked. It's not every day, but there are days where I'm just like, I'm fucking booked. Like I'm just busy all day long. So whenever I have those moments for like, where I'm like not doing anything, yeah, I get kind of antsy because I'm like, fuck, like I should be working, I should be doing something. But then I have to realize that maybe it's kind of divine intervention for like, stop. Like you have done like recording after recording after recording, maybe you should just chill out and just disconnect from your phone for a second, or all devices, and just go on a walk, or like you maybe just take a week off for how much you've recorded. You know, like stuff like that, okay? But some of you guys could be having something similar. Dear Stu, you'll be booked with work for 2 weeks in advance. You did it. You got this. Regards to you. So some of you guys are going to be, you know, really booked out with work soon. Dear Stu, you'll receive a blank check. Write how much you want. It will not bounce. This is your gift from an enemy, love spirit. Now, I don't know. I'm getting like an approval and a cosigner kind of energy. And this could also be a vehicle for some of you guys. So like where they get a pre-approval for a certain amount and they're able to kind of like give you the car that you want. Dear Stu, you will be able to pay your taxes perfectly next year for your current working year. Regards, Spirit is also something coming forth. This could also be like maybe you're worried about like paying taxes or filing taxes perfectly. This could also be a notation that that's coming in for you. One more from the top, and then we'll call it with this read. Dear Stu, you have the ability to make something out of nothing. You can make money move. Love, Spirit is also something coming forth. So some of you guys are doubting your ability to like manifest money or gain the money. Even if you're late or even if whatever, you'll end up getting it. Like you'll end up like paying for it, or you'll end up like doing it. You know, it's just a matter of like the consistency, because you focus on the item instead of the consistency at times. So it's really about, you know what, every Friday I want to have this amount of money. Every Wednesday I want to have this amount of money. Every Monday I want to make this amount of sales. You know, like that kind of energy to where you're like really having some kind of goal oriented like thing for yourself. You know, one thing I learned about being homeschooled throughout high school is that you have to be able to organize a certain set schedule for yourself, especially if no one's really going to be there for you and you're in like isolation most of the time, like that. But that is what I'm getting for this pile. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Looks like this change is coming towards you pretty fast. Okay, I would say maximum like 3 weeks for some of you guys, but minimum like 3 days, possibly even 2 for some of you. Okay, but that is what I'm getting for this pile. If you do want a private reading such as this, feel free to book a reading on my website. I have open availability, and also I'm going to be live streaming at 9 o'clock US Eastern Standard Time every night for paid readings or general collective readings, sometimes for 30 minutes, sometimes for an hour or more. It just depends on how busy it is that evening. So whether it's Monday or Sunday or Wednesday or whatever, at 9 o'clock I will be live streaming, okay? And if I'm ever running behind, I'll let you guys know in the chat, but I'm making it a really strong dedication of mine to offer you guys live readings and things like that on the daily basis. But I hope you guys enjoyed this, and until next time, bye for now.